Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. I am your host, CWall. I'm going to give you all an opportunity to come on in the virtual space so that we can do what we love to do every Thursday, and that is talk our favorite DC sports teams. Corey, I see you have checked in. How are you doing? How's everyone doing? I see folks are jumping on the conversation, having some very slight technical difficulties, but all is well now. Make sure you place a comment in the chat or do a like or love emoji to let me know that you all can see and hear me clearly. Cameron Mingo says that we are matching today. He is wearing the same shirt. Cameron, listen. Take a selfie and post it in the comments so everyone can see you. That's what you got to do when you are repping your CWall gear. You absolutely have to throw your shirt on, take a selfie, and drop it in the comments so everybody can see you and say what's up. Okay? Make sure you do that. I see David Hood. I see my good friend Dante Maynard has checked in. And while you all are still checking in, can you all say hello to my mom? Can you all say hello to Mama Waller? Because she has absolutely checked in, as she always does every single solitary week. Make sure y'all say hello to Mama Waller. See, Dervin is checking in. Listen, you guys, as always, you all know the drill. When is there a dull moment in DC sports? Never. Absolutely never. So we're going to do the rundown like we always do with the happenings going on in sports right now. You all make sure you say what's up to CWall team member Joy. Whew. Never a dull moment in DC sports. But we're going to go ahead and get going. Was a little flustered, just a little, but guess what, y'all? It's all good now. We're good. We're good. We're on. We're live. And it's time to talk sports. So listen, here's an update that I've been wanting to share with you all for the last couple of weeks. But with so much going on, as always, I didn't even mention this. Check this out. The City Open. The City Open. So DC City Open will return to full capacity. It's the tennis tournament. It will be at Rock Creek Park August 2nd through the 8th. Okay. Tennis champ Rafael Nadal will be in the City Open. This is huge. This is huge for the sport. This is huge for the city. Raf is a tennis champion, as you all know. If you are able to, please make sure you go and get your tickets. I'm thinking tickets are hard to get. Looks like there were already 6,800 fans that were on the waiting list. The permit allows for 7,500 per day. So that's 7,500 folks can attend per day. That's August 2nd through the 8th. There was already like 6,800 fans on the waiting list. So listen, if you can get in there on any one of those days, you absolutely want to be a part of that. Let's see, August 2nd through August 8th. It's gonna be a lot going on, right? Because the Mystics will still be playing. Football training camp will be going on. What's that? That'll be going into the second week of training camp, and then the City Open. It's exciting. From what I know, this getting Rock Creek Park all set up for you all. It's going to be absolutely live and a fun event. If tennis is your thing, even if tennis isn't your thing, perhaps this is something that you can go to as a new experience or a return experience. You know, I'm an advocate for live sports experiences. So if you can, go to check out the City Open. You can go online and check tickets August 2nd through the 8th. Mystics fans, quick Mystics update for this evening. As you all know, they are taking a break, and I saw our good CWall supporter friend Mike Lyles check in. Mystics fans, are you all sharing the show with your fellow Mystics? Quick Nats update, absolutely have a Wizards update, and Washington football team update as well. So you want to make sure you are sharing the show with the fans of all of those teams, because they definitely want to hear all of this. So, quick Mystics update. Last night, Team USA against Team WNBA, giving the USA Women's Olympic squad a bit of competition and some work, and just ready to head to Tokyo to play. They just ready to go to Tokyo and win the gold. So hey, listen. Quiet night for Tina Charles. She had 5 points for Team USA, and Ariel Atkins had 6 points. They didn't play much, but they did score some points. I have to shout them out because they're Washington Mystics, so I thought that was important. So I had to absolutely, during everything going on, I was like, wait, Ariel and Tina are playing with Team USA. They're getting some practice in, so I had to share that information. Saw an article online that I thought was important. To start to talk through just where the Mystics are right now. The Mystics are 8-10, right? And we know that the Washington Mystics have been dealing with a lot of injuries. So many injuries. You remember the week when the Mystics literally had to suit up with 6 players? Or was it 7? 6 or 7 players. They had to go out there and play. So hopefully when everyone returns, there will be, hopefully Elena Deladon can come back. Hopefully Emma Messiman will be back. You know, she's been playing with Belgium and everything. Maisha Hines-Allen, hoping to get her back. So the team absolutely needs their star power back to support Tina Charles. You know, Natasha Cloud has been dealing with her injuries as well. To support Tina, Natasha, Ariel. I'm excited about what's to come. I see the questions about Elena Deladon coming back. That is the hope. Everyone is hoping that she will be ready to come back. And that was actually what we've been learning, was the target, that she would wait to after the break to come back so that she was as close to 100% as she possibly could be. So let's hope that that is still the case. Let's hope that there has not been any setbacks in her recovery. So more to come. Let's see what happens. And I'm just going to say the best is yet to come for the Mystics once they get all of their stars back healthy and doing well. Nats fans. Where are the Nats fans? And to my understanding, Sherrod, the originator, Oliphant, has checked in. Sherrod, lead sports writer for CWall Sports and Entertainment. And if I'm being completely honest, yes, I was dealing with some glitches with getting the live started. But if I'm being completely honest and transparent, because you all know I believe in the power of transparency, the originator and I was talking about sports, and that's what got me a little sidetracked. So that's what happened. That is what happened, but always fun and good to catch up with the originator, as we always do. Listen, in terms of Nats right now, it's the All-Star break. It's All-Star break. Did anybody watch the Home Run Derby? Did anybody watch the home run derby? Someone check in. Did you watch it? Eugene, I see you checked in. Did you watch it? I think I saw Rush check in. Cameron, I think you watched it. Listen, Major League Baseball All-Star is fun. I enjoyed Juan Soto in the home run derby. It was exciting. It was cool. But I'm going to be honest with you all. Can I tell you what I enjoyed the absolute most about the Major League Baseball game experience? It was the way that Juan Soto's teammates, fellow Nets, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, Max Scherzer, how they were just rooting him on. I'm like, these guys, if it's one thing that we all know about these guys, is that they wholeheartedly support each other. They would just appear to be having so much fun. And for me, watching them have fun, I was having fun. Juan absolutely had a home run that went 520 feet. So you know that number was very special to me. 520, also known as 520, also known as May the 20th. That's my birthday. So I was like, hey, listen, if anybody plays the numbers, go and play 520. You might get something out of that deal, okay? So absolutely had a ball watching that and just watching them have fun. Of course, more to come, more to be seen with what the Nats are going to do. Charles Tate, I see your comments about the potential to do trades and gain more assets. We'll see. The Nats still have time before their trade deadline to make some moves. But for right now, they're going to enjoy the rest of their All-Star break, and we'll get back to the remaining updates from them once they're back in play. Wizards fans, check in. Let's get with the positive feedback first. Let's do that first with the Washington Wizards. Let's do that first. Washington Wizards fans, I need you checking in. Like or love emoji. Comment, are you here? Make sure you give Russell Westbrook a shout out if you haven't already. If you haven't already, please go on Twitter, go on Instagram, give Russell Westbrook a shout out. Here's why. Russell Westbrook won an ESPY over the weekend, for the best record-breaking performance for him, breaking Oscar Robertson's 48-year record, 49, long time year record, triple-double record this regular season. He won the ESPY on that. That was just absolutely amazing. Was so happy to witness that. Another reason, that's reason number one why you need to go shout out Russell Westbrook if you haven't already. Reason number two that you need to shout out Russell Westbrook is because his film that appeared on the History Channel, Tulsa Burning, the 1921 Race Massacre, has been nominated for not one, not two, but 3 Emmy Awards. Okay? Listen, you all, you know one of the things we love to do on Coaching from the Couch is shout out the athletes in our area that are doing amazing things in the community, that are doing amazing things professionally in their lives. It's not just about the game. It's an important part, right? Because we talk about the game. We talk about who they are as athletes. But listen, like I always share with you all, and like we always know, they have lives. They have other skills and abilities and things that they absolutely love to do. If you have not checked out Tulsa Burning, the 1921 Race Massacre, please go and check that out. Again, it was on the History Channel. I'm sure you can find it on demand and all those things. Please go and check that out. Again, Russell Westbrook, your record-breaking performance of the year from the ESPYs, and nominated for 3 Emmy Awards. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? That is so absolutely exciting. So absolutely exciting. Congratulations to him. Like I said, if y'all have not shouted him out, make sure you go do that. Make sure you go do that. Now, have the Wizards announced Wes Unseld Jr. yet? Have they announced Wes Unseld Jr. as the next head coach of the Washington Wizards? Now, when we were all here last week, I had shared with you all that at the time, Wes Unseld Jr. and CWall Mosley were the front runners. They were the front runners for the Wizards head coaching position. At the same time, I also share with you all, okay, now what is happening is that Orlando has actually signed CWall Mosley. Okay, all right, because Orlando was absolutely ecstatic about Wes Unseld Jr. as well. They went with CWall Mosley. Okay, now Wes Unseld Jr. still in play with the Wizards, was always in play as far as I was aware and what I could gather. So looks like it's getting close. I believe Darvin Ham was in the conversation as well earlier this week for the potential head coaching position. Dante, like you, I was absolutely hoping as well that Sam Cassell would get a look, and he did get a look, but it doesn't seem like Sam Cassell is going to get the job. Far as I know, very similar to last week, Wes Unseld Jr. was still the leading candidate for the head coaching position of the Washington Wizards. Here's what's interesting. I'm not sure what's taking them so long to make the announcement. I'm like, well, what's going on here? What are we waiting on? Very interesting. Very, very interesting that it is still taking some time to make the announcement. Who knows why that might be? Perhaps there's some negotiations going on. Who really knows? But same notion from last week. Wes Unseld Jr. is the leading candidate. I told you last week, should be announced soon. Now here we are following Thursday, still like it should be announced soon. So who knows what's happening. But more to come there. Keep your Twitter notifications on. Now, you all know why I'm sad. All these high hopes we had, Bradley Beal going to the Olympics, that is no more. Bradley Beal has entered health and safety protocol in Las Vegas, where Team USA basketball has been playing. He will not be in this year's Olympics. Bradley Beal will not be in the Olympics. He will remain in health and safety protocol. Interestingly enough, DeMatha alum Jeremy Grant has now also entered health and safety protocol. Now, while it has been reported that Jeremy he has not tested positive for COVID, he has entered the health and safety protocol for precautionary reasons. So we'll see what happens. I thought this was interesting to share, just some logistics types of information so that everybody is clear on kind of the rules in terms of traveling and all of that and COVID testing. In order to participate in the Tokyo Games, every athlete arriving from outside of Japan must have 2 negative COVID tests done on separate days within 96 hours of departure. One of those tests has to be within 72 hours of departure. So it has already been noted with Brad being in health and safety protocol, and it also being noted and reported that Brad must remain in health and safety protocol, that he will not be able to travel with Team USA over to Japan. So he will not be on the Olympic team after all. I was so sad. I was like, oh my gosh. Why? Well, these kind of things happen. Wish him the best. Hope he's feeling well and doing all right. The last reports that we saw, he was feeling fine. So remains to be seen. Wish him well and nothing but the best as he continues to get healthy, 100% healthy, and be back on the scene soon. Now, Washington football fans. Where are the Washington football fans? Check in, Washington football team fans. Check in, check in, check in. Like and love emojis. Washington football team fans, please. I don't have much to say here, actually. Just anxiously anticipating training camp. That is what I am doing, everybody. Anxiously anticipating training camp. Aren't you all? Aren't you all already just excited about football season coming up? Aren't you all excited about that? So look, did you all read? Now let me just be clear about something. Have you all read? Because I already see a comment about the name. Have you all read team president Jason Wright's comments? Every week, team president Jason Wright does a briefing. Okay? And he writes it out. It's typed up. It's on the Washington football team site. Okay? Have you all read it? Please comment in the chat if you all have read his statement. Because we can go through it. Y'all know I love to read stuff. And I love to dissect word for word what things say. Because it's important. It's important. There's many clues. Many clues. Many clues. Many. Washington football team fans. I see the question from Johnny Leon Hill. Where am I with the name? I have said it before and I will say it again. Okay? I'm going to tell you what ended up happening with me. All right? Matter of fact, this is a story I like to tell, actually, you all. Last year, all these feedback and comments to Ron Rivera about the team not having a name. And the team doesn't even have an identity. I mean, what is your identity? Who are you? And Ron Rivera said, we're the Washington football team. I said, well, daggone it, Ron. You're right. They are the Washington football team. They absolutely are. So with that being said, I like that name. I'm okay with it. Just win something. And then maybe I'll have an opinion about the name. I don't really care what they're called. Washington football team. Just don't do what Sherrod, the originator, likes to do and just call them the football team. Although I have found myself calling them the football team myself a time or two. However, Washington football team is fine with me. I like it. I like it a whole lot. Actually, while we're talking and while we're chatting about that. But let's go. Where is it? Did I click out of it? I want to go to and wanted to share some thoughts on what team president Jason Wright had to say about the team name. And I thought it was important. Here's the big thing. Here's the big thing. Because my computer wants to act up. Here's the big thing I feel like. Okay? What I feel like is simply this. When Jason said they're getting away from all things related to Native American imagery and something that something that unites the team. I'm like, well, they already have Washington football team all over everything. There's really no point in changing it at this time. But hey, if you like to, go right ahead. I just want to share with everybody to focus on that. If they're getting completely away from Native American imagery, all of those things. And hey, listen, Jason absolutely acknowledges in his brief that he knows that this upsets people. He knows. And he understands the linkage and the passion and the memories, but they have to move forward. They're changing the brand. Based on a lot of the things that Jason wrote in his brief and what we are aware of, I would think anything with the word red would be out. Anything with the word red could be out. That's what I would think. That's what I would share. So just keep that in mind. Might be the Washington football team. Dan Snyder has called them the Washington Football Club a time or two. Roger Goodell has called them the Washington Football Club a time or two. So, hey. I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. They're going to keep it tight too, you guys. They're going to keep it tight. Now, yes, they're absolutely taking fan opinion and fan feedback. I had shared that with you all because I had encouraged you all to please go and cast your opinion. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Go at whatever idea you have. Hey, listen, go for it. You never know what might happen. So, hey, I would encourage everyone not to be too wrapped up in the name. Let's focus on the culture change and hoping the team wins something for once. That's what I would like to do. I would like to focus there. Remains to be seen. Again, if you have not read Jason's brief, please go and do that. Please go and do that. Now, I think our good friend Johnny has checked in, among others. I absolutely have this question as well. Brandon Sheriff will be on his, what year is this? His second year on the franchise tag. I absolutely want to know immediate reactions to that. Now, you all know that this was a topic that we've been following and that we've been discussing for a minute. We've been talking about it. So, hey, it's official. Brandon Sheriff will be on the franchise tag for the second year in a row. Brandon Sheriff and the Washington football team has not reached an agreement. So how do you all feel about that? I already see Cameron's comment. He's gone after the season. Well, seems like it. I see Russ's comment. Next player up. Well, that's just how it goes, isn't it? Kind of how it goes. In his second year franchise tag, I think Brandon Sheriff is going to make $18 million. I think. Somebody please check that. I think it's like 18.35, I think. So, yeah. I mean, I see Damon's comment. Life moves on. I think it's right there. I think they the team did what they could to come to a long-term agreement, and Brandon wanted more money than the team was willing to give. Yes, they kept him on the franchise tag, and we'll continue to see what happens. We'll continue to see what happens. I absolutely wanted to bring that up because you got to do what's best for you. You got to, if you have an opportunity to set the market, to Russ's point, that's what you do. And he had an opportunity to set the market because his franchise tag is at 18 million. So whomever, wherever he goes, that's what he probably will be accepting, and no less than. So I think we have our answer there. We've been waiting. We've been watching. And today we got our answer when it comes to Brandon Sheriff and what will happen with his future with the team. But for now, he's a member of the Washington football team. So With that being said, you all, so much more to come, so much more. The Wizards will soon announce their next head coach. Then what else do we have coming up? The NBA draft is coming up, so the Wizards will then draft new members of their team. Again, Washington football training camp. The Nats season will continue. Still remains to be seen. Let me drop this little nugget with you all. Still remains to be seen what the Caps do with Ovi in his contract. Still remains to be seen. It's been very quiet. Let's see what happens there. And the Mystics will continue on with their season. So as always, we'll have plenty to talk about because as you all know, there's never a dull moment in DC sports. You guys, we made it another week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you are sharing this show with your DC sports loving family and friends because absolutely you can always watch the show later. But don't we have such a blast? Talking together live? I mean, I have a blast. So I hope you all do too. But listen, you guys continue to be safe, enjoy, and I will see you guys next week.